my distinct privilege to welcome you all on behalf of both families and especially the bride and the groom. We know that many of you have come from all over the world, very long distances, and we are all very, very grateful. Thank you so much for coming. Well, here we stand, Sormeh and Danny. I've already forgotten my lines. They are the scion of two remarkable parents. They are also the heirs to two ancient and learned cultures, Persia and the British Isles. We are not solely here today alone. Each of us brings their history to this moment. And on this southern part of the North American continent, a continent made stronger and more vibrant by the blending of so many cultures, races, and religions. These two are just a stunning example of what a wonderful life we live. Now, the first time I ever laid eyes on Sormeh, I was at a football game, a freezing night at the Cal-Stanford game. We were going upstairs to get something warm because we were freezing. And it's every old man's dream to have a gorgeous young woman walk up to him and give him a hug and a kiss on the cheek. And sure enough, at that football game, this absolutely gorgeous creature came up and gave me a hug and a kiss and said, "Hi, I'm Sormeh." And I said to myself, well, you may be Sormeh, but I'm one lucky fellow. Luckily, Danny introduced us then. Not long after that, a few months later, Danny and Sormeh joined us at a family gathering at our home up in Groveland near Yosemite. And Barbara and I were whipping up a big breakfast, and Sormeh walked in and walked straight up to the counter and said, "Hi, what can I do?" And in that, she gave two messages. She said, first, I'm not here to be waited on. And second, I want it understood from the very first day, I intend to be a full player in this family. And I said to myself, my goodness, she has wonderful parents. Now she's gone on to become an executive in business and is just an extraordinary woman. And Danny I've known his entire life. I remember once when the family lived in Austin, Texas, he and I were walking back from the community pool to their home, and there was a little gully, and it was full of water, and it had aquatic plants in it, and Danny stopped and, all excited, named 3 or 4 of the bugs that were flying and most of the crawling bugs. What most people don't know about Danny is that he's got a real love of nature. He's also a salesman, extraordinaire, and I mean, those of you who know him know that. He could sell snowballs to Eskimos in a blizzard. He really could. And not only that, he's an extraordinary athlete. This is one of the few people you'll ever meet who has made that swim from Alcatraz to San Francisco, and he's done it 3 times, including only just a few months ago. So these are two extraordinary people. They are powerhouse people. They were raised to be that way. So if you too will allow me, I'd like to share some thoughts on marriage and love from one of my favorite poets, Khalil Gibran, who is also a Sufi. And he said this. Oh no, I'm sorry, I have one other line, sorry. We are all here today to celebrate the union that these two are creating in building a temple to their love. And Gibran said, stand close together, but not too close together, for the pillars of the temple stand apart, and the oak tree and the cypress grow not in each other's shadow. And think not that you can control the course of love. For love, if it finds you worthy, will control your course. And now, we'd like to do the vows.
That's me. Okay. June 25th, 2016. Dear Diary, I finally met Danny McCullough, the guy who added me on LinkedIn in February of 2015, because according to him, my smile brightened his day. A year and a half in the making, and boy, was he worth the wait. This man planned the most epic first date. Stop number 1, Ghirardelli Square picnic. He brought a bottle of Cabernet, and we drank and chatted, and it felt so oddly comfortable. I also found out he has a slight English accent. Little did I know, this was just the beginning. Stop number 2, ferry ride along the bay. A magical ride while getting soaked and blasted by the wind. I was so happy I couldn't help but kiss him on the ferry. Stop number 3, playing arcade games at the Musée Mécanique. Stop number 4, we took a pedicab across the Embarcadero to a bar where we watched part of the Giants game. Stop number 5, the big finale. I thought we were going to get dinner, but as we crossed the street, he pulled out 2 Giants tickets and 2 Giants caps as we walked right into the stadium to watch the rest of the game. Such a surprise. Not only was this the most thoughtful first date I've ever had, but it was with an amazing guy, in hopes to more adventures, ... Now, Danny, I don't know what's more extraordinary, the fact that I wrote this in my diary the day after I met you, or that I may have written that, hoping I would read it to you on our wedding day. Daniel Noel McCullough, I know the first time I told you I love you, I took it back because I was scared it was too soon. But I knew I loved you.
I do remember that.
But I knew I loved you the second I laid eyes on you that very first day, leaning on a parking meter in a red button-up shirt and those bell-bottom jeans. The kindness and compassion that you have shown me and your values towards your family were what first captivated my heart. Even now, you never stop thinking about what you can do for your mom, and you dream about having a place where your brother can make wine. And within only a couple months of dating, you came with me to visit my grandma during her roughest of times. I will never forget the time we passed by a homeless man on the street, and you gave him the jacket off your back just to keep him warm. Or when you bought groceries for a child and his mother in the grocery line because you noticed they were barely making ends meet. The workers at our corner store, the old lady at our local Chinese store, at our local Chinese restaurant, and the security guards at the Trader Joe's across the street unfailingly smile and say hi to you when they see you because you have shown them such kindness. You have a way of seeing the absolute best in people and in bringing light into the eyes of those who need it. I could have never imagined in a million years that this kind of love was possible. You're without a doubt my person. You know all the right dad jokes. Can always feel my energy, which is annoying at times. And you push me out of my comfort zone in all the best ways. Just like our very first date, our life together has been full of love, joy, and adventure. We have this indescribable, undeniable bond. And in almost 4 years, my love for you has never wavered, and never will. Danny, I vowed to always support you through the good times and the cranky, through health and man colds. I promise to always hold your hand when the plane takes off, never say no to a boat ride, and even try to enjoy making you coffee in the morning. I promise to trust and respect you and to push through every tough road and compromise as we have in the past and will continue to forever. Most importantly, I promise to support you in all your many bold endeavors, be the best version of myself that I can be, and to never stop working towards our shared goals. When I look into your eyes, I see passion, I see motivation, I see a lot of curiosity. I see our future. I see you throwing the football for our kids and the tennis ball for our 2 dogs. I see endless boat rides where we race to the front for the best views. I see an abundance of your amazing spontaneous adventures and surprises. I see many highs and many lows, the near and far until we're old and gray. Well, when I'm as gray as you are. You have made me a better person, and you have brought more happiness to my life than I could ever have asked for, against all odds. I am so proud to know you, and am incredibly grateful to call you my best friend, my forever, my future father of our children, and now my husband. I love you so much.
Sormeh, as we stand here in front of the ocean to celebrate our love in front of our nearest and dearest, there are 2 absolutes that I know in life. I love you, and I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as I'll love you tomorrow. Now that the gushy stuff is out of the way, Sormeh, I love how smoking hot you are. That olive skin, the hourglass figure, and those piercing eyes. But in all reality, that's just the icing on the cake. What I love about you more than anything is your kind, giving heart. You are the most selfless, generous, thoughtful, kind person that I have ever met, and I feel so proud to be your husband. I remember back to the time when it all started. It was February 26th, 2015 at 11:30 a.m. when I, dressed in black and white, rode into your life on an internet stallion named LinkedIn and slid into your DMs. Hey, are you wondering why I added you by chance? Well, you're in sales, so I assume it's because you want to pitch me something. You're close, but not quite. I wanted to say that your smile made my day, and I think you are absolutely gorgeous. Who would have thought something so simple would bring us here today? From that moment to now, and everything we've experienced in between, good or bad, happy or sad, your smile still makes my day. And there is nothing more in this life that brings me more joy or gives me affirmation that I'm not screwing everything up than when I see that smile beaming on your face. Sormeh, there are so many things that I love about you. I love that the beauty that radiates from inside is comparable to the beauty that we see in front of us today. A little closer. I love that you embrace me for me, that you pick me up when I fall, that you encourage my passions and my dreams, and are always there when I fail and fail often. I love that you love playing hide and seek with my work clothes. As soon as I come home for a long day and I take them off and throw them on the floor, you have this innate ability of picking them up, putting them on hangers, and hiding them in the closet for me to try and find when I'm running late in the morning. I love that you, against all odds, have the smallest hands on earth, yet somehow you've mastered playing the piano. I love that when you're deep in thought, you scratch your head like this, and when you're incredibly happy, you slurp. Because you forget to swallow. I love that you've shown unconditional love to our dog Autumn and have sacrificed night, day, weekends to make sure she has the best life possible. I love that you have guts and aren't afraid to take risks. And as you've already shared, I realized that about 45 minutes into our first date when you leapt over and kissed me. I love that you are confident and fearless in everything that life throws your way, be it a new job, a marathon, a triathlon. Somehow you take it all in stride, and that's something I deeply admire about you. I love that we play games that no one would possibly ever understand, like crosswords for kisses. And I especially love that we hold hands every night. I love that I get to wake up next to you every morning with the knowledge that I'm the luckiest man on earth. And no matter what happens during the day, every day will start that way. Finally, Sormeh, I love the values that you have and that you will always put family first. So here are my vows with God and all of these people as my witness. From here on, I promise that I'll only use LinkedIn for professional purposes. That's good. Makes sense. You can see we think the same because I promise to grow old with you, but I'd say old and gray, but you have some catching up to do. I promise to be faithful, to earn your love, and to never take you for granted. I promise to try to be on time. And today we'll finally admit that excuses like building suspense and making an entrance are not valid excuses for being 45 minutes to coffee on Sunday. I promise to fight fair and to see your point of view. I promise to be there when you're sick and raise you back to life. I promise to build bigger biceps. Sormeh, did you edit this? All right, well, it's here, so I promise to build bigger biceps. Finally, Sormeh, I promise to honor the values of our incredible the values that our incredible parents have instilled in us, and will commit everything I have to being the best husband and father to our children that I can be. Sormeh, your love has enriched my life beyond my wildest dreams, and I am so proud today to call you my soulmate, my best friend, and my wife.
And now it is my distinct privilege and pleasure to introduce Majan Koskov, who will take the children through a traditional Persian ceremony.
Thank you, Stu. The great Persian poet Rumi says, "A lifetime without love is of no account. Love is the water of life. Drink it down with heart and soul." Welcome, good evening, خوش آمدید. On behalf of the Konchkov and the Mikala families, I would like to thank each and every one of you who flew long distances just so that you could be here with Sormeh and Danny and celebrate their union. I'm going to take a few minutes to share the Persian version of the ceremony rituals that dates back thousands of years and originated in Zoroastrian times. They are still strong and thriving to this day, despite all the changes in the modern world. The Persian ceremony begins with the groom seated on the bench with the bride on his left. In front of him is this beautiful spread, which Persians call sofreye aqd. And it's a central feature of the wedding ceremony. Over the groom's and bride's heads, there's going to be a canopy or fine fabric held by female family members or female members of the bridal party, who each take turns grinding the sugar cones to bless the couple. Actually, the sugar sprinkles over the canopy, onto the canopy, showering the couple with sweetness. Mirror. You actually see the back of the mirror right now because it's covered with flowers, but they're actually looking into this mirror. So the mirror and candlestick symbolize light and fire. Mirror represents eternity, and the candlesticks reference the brightness for the couple's future and eternal passion. Specialty baked flatbread in the shape of stars, if you can see later. That's to symbolize prosperity for feasts and the couple's life thereafter. Decorated eggs and some nuts, several nuts such as hazelnut, walnut, and almonds represents fertility and prosperity. Crystallized sugar, also known as rock candy, if you can see right in front, or actually in the shape of this apple here, along with sugar-coated almonds and various sweets and pastries, represents wellness, goodness, and sweetness of, well, everything, of life, of love, of friendship, of family, of the past and the present and the future, and all good that it has been and is to come. Coins represents prosperity for the couple. Fresh flowers are a symbolic sign of beauty, spring, and life. Fresh fruits represents a joyous and fruitful life for the couple. A spice of 7 different or variety of colors represents prosperity and spice of life. And let me see. Okay, then we have rue or wild rue. We're not going to burn wild rue or esfand today, right now, but we'll do that later. But that's to cast away the evil eye and all the negativity and the spiritual and mental negativity. And it also fosters health and health, actually health. Yeah. Am I missing something? Okay, so lastly, the book of the poetry by one of the great Persian poets, such as Sadi or Hafiz or Rumi, to show the richness of the Persian culture. So with that, I'm going to, what's that? Which one? No, not now. If everybody's done, now it's my turn to shower the couple with some sweetness. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, ladies. Okay, now, the fun part, the Persian vows. I'll start by asking Danny McCullough, will you take Sormeh Konchkov to be your wife?
My voice is با جزه مادر پدرانت بله.
So he said, with my parents' permission, yes. Sormeh Konchkov, will you take Danny McCullough to be your husband?
عروس رفته گل بچینه.
Okay, so I guess the tradition here is that the bride is playing hard to get. So apparently she's gone to pick some flowers. I'll try the second time. Sormeh Konchkov, will you take Danny McCullough to be your husband?
عروس رفته گل بچینه. The bride went to go pick flowers.
Again? Anybody else?
رفت چایی بخوره.
Okay, now this time probably is she's saying that she's gone to get some coffee. All right, we'll try one last time. The third time. They say it's a charm. Sormeh Konchkov, will you take Danny McCullough to be your husband?
با اجازه مادر و پدرم بله.
Congratulations to both of you. So apparently she said with our permission. And does he have your permission, Dad? Before I go, I finish with the last part. I wanted to add that this tradition is a chosen cultural practice that is being practiced by Persians regardless of faith. So it's not a religious ceremony, it's a cultural ceremony. The last part of the ceremony is the honey exchange, and that is to symbolize that they will feed each other with sweetness throughout their lives thereafter. There you go. Okay, thank you so much, Sormeh and Danny, to giving me this honor. I will now hand this back over to Stu to continue with this beautiful ceremony. Thank you, guys. I love you guys.
Okay. anything we Westerners do now will certainly pale by that extraordinary ceremony. And now it is time for this young couple to take their vows in the Western tradition. So I'll begin with Sormeh. Sormeh, correct? Sormeh, do you take Danny to be your husband, to honor, to love, to cherish, and to protect him, forsaking all others, and hold on to him only forevermore?
I do.
And Danny, do you take Sormeh to be your wife, to honor, to love, to cherish, and to protect, forsaking all others, and only unto her forevermore?
I do.
I now pronounce you man and wife. And to everyone here,
Wait, can I kiss the bride?
Wait, no, wait, the rings.
oh, the ring. Now we'll do the rings. Oh, what do I say?
Yeah, I think
We'll just put it on.
Yeah, just
Wait.
You didn't pass your hours.
beautiful ring.
There you go. And now we can kiss the bride.
Now, to everyone here, I want to say this correctly. Do you promise to stand by this gorgeous couple, remind them of their vows, and act as an example of love and family? Please yell in a very hearty way, loud and clear, I do. I do! Bravo! Bravo! Danny, you may now kiss the bride. I now have the honor of introducing Sormeh and Danny McCullough, and we'll follow out. The photographer has asked that you all follow her because the couple would like a group picture. Off you go. Well, come on, guys.